Welcome to the live cast of the Zerodoom versus Dukit Tournament of Position matchup in the first round. Here with me is Ponoob.
Yo!
And we have our host, a bear, who doesn't speak, but he's there waving to you off screen.
Like a good bear, bears don't talk.
Yeah. Currently we're waiting on the players to get the draft underway. Dukit has not quite logged on yet, but we can talk a little bit about the matchup beforehand to give him a little bit more time. Let's see, what do we got? So Zerodoom was, what seed were we looking at for Zerodoom here?
So in
Copper number 1.
Max Easy Snacks, or Max Edward Snacks, did take the auto promotion,
Yes,
which
as
gave
first place.
Which gave Copper 2 slots for second and third. And Zerodoom.
Yeah, Zerodoom was going to participate in the Tournament of Position either way. It's just that his seed got upgraded from the second place in Copper to now the first place in Copper, technically speaking, as far as the Tournament of Position is concerned. So has a little bit of better seed, is going to be facing off the second place in Iron Dukit today. The first place in Iron and the third place and in Iron. Yeah, that's right.
They both got second place in their divisions, but
Yeah.
Zerodoom's considered a 1 seed.
Yes,
because
exactly.
Max Easy Snacks
Exactly.
took the easy way out. To be fair, Zerodoom did actually tie for the division win, but he lost the tiebreakers against Max Snacks because he lost the actual head-to-head game against Max Edward Snacks. Opie, do you have any insights in regards to these players' play?
Yeah. Zerodoom is very much a Steam era camper, and the way I define a Steam era camper is they put in a couple thousand games, basically just camping, and then they kind of started to branch out. And each Steam era camper, like you'll see them in Screw Loose, Pofsky, people like that, they each have their own kind of branches. They've gone different directions after camping, but they still do camp. And that's their kind of primary strategy. But Zerodoom, for example, will take those gut shots if he thinks, okay, I might be behind. Let's take this shot. I think this is the spy.
That sounds a lot like water meat in your mind. In my mind.
Yeah, water meat, definitely one of them. Screw loose, one of the
you
more
said
high
Pofsky,
profile.
and I think Pofsky is actually so much etiquette stuff that
Pofsky does have a lot
differently now.
Pofsky is not who's playing today. On the other end, we've got Dukit. Actually, they're hopping into match
and
now.
So Zerodoom said he was going to go to the bathroom,
code?
and
okay, we got ourselves a draft
started.
code. Hold on. All right, I'll just pop this into. I just got my draft code from Zerodoom. I will read out the draft as it comes in. All right, spectator draft. Bam. All right, they have both joined the room. No picks or bans have been made yet. Let me just. Okay. And so, what are we expecting from this draft? Let's look at it. Zerodoom has banned Balcony 9 times in their STL career. Let's look at Season 5 alone now. Balcony, in fact, actually, their bans this season seem to be a little bit more spread out, probably looking to kind of target the opponent so far. It's been Balcony twice, Taeyen twice, High Rise twice, and Library once. The one main thing that connects all of those together, except for Library, is that they are kind of the Softail venues. Taeyen is, despite being a 4 of 8, you have to assume the bug sometimes. On the picks, Zerodoom has gotten Gallery, Aquarium, Pub, and Ballroom. Gallery and Aquarium each being 4 times.
On Dukit's side, it's pretty straightforward. He really likes Library. He really likes Courtyard. He had some mix and bans, but he's banned Aquarium 6 times. So basically, since Aquarium's become legal, he's been banning it pretty consistently. And I would bet he's going to ban Aquarium here again.
Yeah, definitely probably going to be the ban from Duckett, especially since Zerodoom does like picking it. If it's not banned, though, I would not be surprised at all to see it doubled by Zerodoom. And we're
Has
still waiting
the
on...
coin been flipped?
the coin's not, in fact, been flipped as far
It's
as I
well
can tell.
known that tails never
Here.
fails.
Yeah.
I don't have a good rhyme for heads, so that's why tails is very much better. And it's to note, the coin flip doesn't actually matter, because the higher seed will get to choose
Yes. All right.
both.
I guess if they're choosing the there is no coin flip then, because they chose the hazard match,
Oh,
which does not include
it
a
doesn't
coin
even
flip.
have the coin flip anymore. Good
Yeah.
job.
So
Good job,
Zero
Anonymous.
Doom will be picking who spies and snipe first, as well as who picks venues first and second.
And
Which
wins
is
88
usually split
ties.
up between the two players in the regular season. In this case, Zerodoom is the higher seed, and thus will get that privilege in this case. So we're just kind of starting. We're looking to start this out. Zerodoom still no picks, so just waiting
Yeah,
on.
the longer sets mean that we're gonna have less variability. So if there is a better player, they have more time to show their class. Uh, I'm not actually sure I have a particular favorite. I think this is quite close. The divisions were close in strength between copper and iron, and they both ended up placing second. I think if you had to give anybody maybe the slight edge, just give it to Zero Doom, but I
Yeah,
would need a compelling argument, honestly,
I
if
would
anybody's
say
gonna.
that Zero Doom is probably a little bit stronger. Just comes from a stronger division. Iron does have some. Zero Doom automatically wins the coin flip. I think it just said he won the coin flip.
Yeah, just to note game counts. Zero Doom actually has grinded a lot of games under my nose. He's 5,800 and change, and Duckett's 1,850.
We're
So it
going to
comes
be
to
an autoplay,
experience.
correct?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Checker, for making the autoplay only live games. Makes caster life easy, and
Yeah.
that's
All right.
my
So
biggest
Zero
priority.
Doom
Playing hard.
has opted to spy first. An interesting choice. A lot of people tend to prefer sniping first, just because you do. It is generally a sniper favored game overall. There are some venues that are spy favored. However, getting that sniper win rather off the bat and kind of getting that tempo going can be very
Everything's
strong.
going to be mirrored, so I would suggest to people who have to make these decisions in the future, just do whatever you're most comfortable with. I know for me, because I end up setting most of my games up in casual, it just feels more casual, and I want my competitive games to feel like
Um.
casual games. The nice thing about doing sniper first, it does pad your stats,
Yes.
and for some people, it's just having that control in the first game.
All right. Zero Doom is now banned balcony. Ducket, not surprisingly, banning aquarium,
Hey, we're good at predicting things.
or at least the stats are. All right. Um. We're looking into the first pick from Zero Doom here, who decided to pick map first.
One of the nice things about doing pick first is you also get to play first. If you have a map that you really want to open up on,
Yes.
that's the main reason. If you guys have like
It's a
a lot
comfort
of
pick for sure.
yeah, if you have a lot of contested picks and you're gonna get to that last like sixth pick, which is not something that happens during the regular season, um, you very much want to do pick second and go, okay, all the picks I wanted to do are already been picked or banned. I guess I get to pick something else spicy. If you do pick first, though, you do get to choose the first map, and that's nice.
All right,
If you
Zero
have
Doom, unsurprisingly picking Gallery. The other one, other than Aquarium, that he's been picking a lot. Ducket goes with High Rise, one of Zero Doom's
that's not one.
bans.
Yeah, that's not his regular. He's not actually ever picked High Rise this season. He's
And
mixing it
if
up.
and if Duckett's feeling like an underdog, High Rise does kind of lend itself to the underdog. Sometimes there's a little bit more variability on those venues, so could be trying to take advantage of that to steal away a 3-1 or even a 4-0. Zerodoom's going to go with another 3 of 5 though in pub.
Oh,
While
geez.
Duckett hits ballroom. And
Yeah.
this is definitely a venue that Zerodoom likes. Pub. And then the last one is Library from Zerodoom. And 5
So
of 8.
Duckett has a lot of pub experience, but it's a lot of 4-7, which
Yes.
was in vogue
Last
last
season.
year. In regards to high rise, Duckett's high rise spy rate is actually his best win rate of any particular map, though he hasn't played it. He only played 5 games this season of high rise.
All right, and Duckett still deliberating over that last pick. A little bit unusual. You don't usually have to pick 3 venues, but in this case, you do need to find that last one which you like.
Yeah, so there's already 7 venues off the table. I think the most exciting would be something like Tan.
Ooh, all right. So they want to end this set off if we get there with some 5 of 8. Duckett picking Veranda.
Duckett's just leaning away from what he's been picking the whole season. He didn't pick any library, though Zerodoom did end up picking it for him. He didn't pick Courtyard. I think he's very much been looking at what Zerodoom's been proficient at and avoiding it.
All right, and that means we'll be stepping into the first game very shortly on Gallery. Zerodoom's doubled pick with him spying first. And we'll see how this goes. All right. Currently, we're waiting for them to set up this game here, and we'll be jumping right into it.
Yep, it's going to be autoplay. So yeah, as Kaylee notes in chat, Dukit hasn't lost since week 1
Yes, versus
of Iron. There have been some ties. He did end up tying Cuddy, which was important because he needed to get the points to get into this situation, beating out Magic Doer, who's also a good player in his own right. It's been probably a gradual improvement over the season for Duck. I feel fair to say that. The biggest concern I have for him, and I think why he might be the underdog here, is just the less games compared to Zerodoom. Zerodoom's
Zerodoom's quite a few games under his belt. And let's look at these stats a little bit. Duckett has a lower civilian. Oh, wait, hold on. Let's go.
3, 2, 1, playing it.
Oh, it's creating game. Okay.
Yeah,
we're not looking at stats anymore.
Come on, game.
We are waiting for players to synchronize. We'll get in there in just a moment.
Honestly, we might have like a first game lag reset. It usually does help if you reset.
All right,
for the
here
first
we
game.
go.
We'll see how it goes.
On Papa Danger.
Papa Danger Gallery. It's a good choice. You have good bugs. You're pretty fast.
Yeah, and the good bugs part is actually very important for Zerodoom. Bugs nearly in nearly 50% of their games. Bug is the best hardtail, so I like it.
Yeah, red test start the series. Not the best omen. I feel like if you after just red testing a flirt, maybe purloining's not the best choice. Get yourself a bit warmed up on your action test before.
You don't think you get to the green after a red test? No, that's just superstition right there, friend.
We do have a banana bread if we want it, but there's not much going on outside. Zerodoom thinks.
Interesting that we don't take that, or at least wait around and see if we can take it. We'll get a highlight for statues, though.
The big question here, and we're never really going to get a true answer, is Duckett aware of the fingerprint? And is Zerodoom aware of the fingerprint? He hasn't taken it yet.
Oh, goodness, he doesn't take it at all.
For heat seeking that statue down, he's going to have fingerprint credit when he didn't actually take the mission, which is unfortunate to say the least.
We are going to go back into green bookshelves here. Not sure what we want to do with this. We are in the microfilm spot, so our arm would be very, very hidden by the conversation. We would want to have a green so we don't get the head turn. However, we're just going to walk away with it. We do walk away with it a little bit late. You can only walk away with it after 1 cycle or 0 cycles in rare cases. But Zero Doom going to a little bit of a different microfilm spot, looks like.
Yeah, this
White
spot
attack
is a classic
microfilm.
spot. It's not outside necessarily, but it's about as close as you can get to be outside. And your arm, which is the right arm, the one that actually does the microfilming, is on the correct side of your body.
We do
Uh,
head back into the right side of this microfilm spot, though, so I feel like we're going to be credited with that either way, just because if we hit a green, it would be, impossible to see, basically. We do put that book back. This is a little bit disrespect from Zero Doom's side on Ducat's sniper being able to catch book etiquette, so we are going to go back to statues.
Yeah, it's impressive how much time we've somehow wasted. So we're getting close to a minute left, and it doesn't feel like we're playing particularly slowly. We've done 2 inspects and a microfilm, but we're already in time constraints. If we had that fingerprint, I would feel a bit more comfortable as Zero Doom, but it's really
What
that
makes
lack of
me
flirt.
yeah, exactly. What makes me not comfortable at all with this, progress
Good bug.
is
Good shot.
that lack of flirt. However, we do take that bug, and it is a fantastic bug. And on any other character, except for maybe Duke, that bug is not nearly as good. But on Papa Danger, that bug is fantastic. There is no snapback visible from the sniper's side because Papa Danger's arms, they rest at his side. And here comes a
Moment of
green
truth.
microfilm.
Yeah, so with the blue book, you don't have much cover, and the green
We still
microfilm,
need we
we
still need
can't
flirt.
flirt.
We
Come
can't
on,
we can't flirt in time. There's 15
we're-
seconds left, and the double agent's not gonna. We need to do something. We need to call for like a purloin or something. We're gonna go for statues instead. It's gonna be a front-facing statue. We're gonna pick it up immediately. Here comes the swap. There's gonna be overtime.
it's
Oh
pending.
no! It's
It's
pending. It's
pending.
green swap.
So there's only 3 things it could possibly be. It could be swap, it could be
Oh
purloin, or
wow!
it could be time ad. We already been to 2
Duckett
statues, and
takes
we
the
take the shot.
shot. Yeah, I'm surprised that Duckett took that shot just then. He did have the ability to wait for the overtime to come off before having that shot go, just in case, it's a green timeout from somebody else. But he just looked really, really sure.
Yeah, so our resident camper Kaylee's saying list was under control. I think there was just a take. Nobody at windows. So it is the correct shot. There's really only 3 possibilities. That being said, unless you're particularly concerned about your opponent beating you with a dance, you can wait for the swap. It's front facing. You're not going to have any question on the matter.
Yeah, you're never going to have an issue knowing the swap is coming off, and if you're all over it and you know for sure there's no one timing and you know for sure that no one's been purloining, then it's a shot you can take every day. But
Yeah.
was Duckett on top of that like that? Obviously,
I mean,
Kaylee would have been, as he mentions in chat, but
a man for my own heart, Duckett starts off with a green time ad. Fantastic.
Yeah, green time ad. We saw some time issues last time from Zero Doom, so the extra time here on gallery very, very important. We see a lot of people actually having issues on gallery, especially with flirt. Not quite that much usually. Usually they get at least 1 or 2, but in this case, just generally having more time anywhere is good. Having more time on gallery is especially good.
I don't believe our flirt cooldown expired. It does as we pick up the book. It's fantastic timing by Duckett, frankly. Any earlier, and he would have put himself in a bit of a
Oh
bind.
man, our ST is very, very nice to us just now.
Doing a couple cycles there before walking away and
Yeah,
putting the book back too.
we either Zero Doom was disrespecting last time by not
And the end of red.
doing that, or Zero Doom does not know the specifics of book etiquette. Either way, I don't think it's going to matter here.
Yeah, so we've done the time ad, but we've already finished 2 missions. I feel like we've been quite active in the same sense that we were last game, but Dukit's actually getting things done, and Flirt already being done means that all we really need to do is figure out what we're gonna do with this book and something else. Bug always a good
I
option,
would be shocked if Duckett did not go to statues this game.
just based on previous
Yeah,
behavior and statistics.
based on statistics and based on the fact that they're kind of looking around. They're like, I'm not quite sure what the missions they're gonna do. They're gonna do this microphone, looks like. Oh, never mind.
Bit of a pit
Maybe
stop.
not. Maybe pit stop
So
to watch some paintings.
the classic is take it outside. No book that's ever been taken outside can be remembered where it's from. That's hard
Oh,
rule.
looks like we're not going to return this to the wrong bookshelf here. We're
I
gonna do it very nice here.
So the problem with doing this sort of play is you're relying on the sniper to be very knowledgeable about their books. You can end up getting yourself more suspicion if they don't know where the book came from, and they're not likely to reward you for returning the book. Sometimes you can cop a low light against some snipers, but we're not getting a low light here.
Yeah, and there is a fingerprint on this statue now. We are gonna step into statues here. It looks like that's gonna be the plan. We have a minute and 45 left, so it'd be a decent amount of time. There's actually a fingerprint on this statue as well, so if we just go statue to statue, we finish with fingerprints and inspects.
Yeah, the other option is Ambassador just stopping by the green bookcase, which shouldn't be too suspicious. We've already been there.
That's true. We are a highlight now because of statues. But is Zero Doom on top of these fingerprints? Because Ducket's going right for him, statue to statue, fingerprint to fingerprint. Is Zero Doom on top of this? He needs to be right now.
He has to
Looks
be
like he's
aware of the
considering it.
inspects. There's no way that you could not know about the inspects. The laser's on her shoulder. We got 7 seconds.
It looks like he's looking for the swap, but there's no swap. It's just fingerprints, and there's no shot coming off, and Ducket's gonna take it 2-0.
Yeah, Ducket's gonna have to get a change of pants because that laser was sitting on us for more than 10 seconds. It was there before we even got the chance to do the inspect.
And it is kind of a center area that snipers like to rest their laser on, but in this case, it absolutely was Zero Doom considering, hey, should I just shoot this AI right now? And unfortunately,
Yeah,
was not on top of those fingerprints and did not take the shot.
and good job on Ducket. It didn't like run away from the statue or clank or anything stupid. He took his time. Didn't give Zeradoom any other reason to shoot, and he moved away quick enough where if Zeradoom was having a real hard time seeing the statue, he could have shot for swap. It was clear that no swap happened. Just good micro execution when everything's on the line.
Yeah. Oh, looks like the match is end for the time being. Not sure why. Might be a little bit of lag, perhaps, on someone's side.
It's no worries. Welcome to live casting.
All right. I'll get in touch with the competitors real quick. Just ask why there isn't a restart.
It looks like Zeradoom's actually logged out and logging back in.
Yeah, it appears to be the case. Zero Doom is back now. I presume we're going to be getting right back into it. Yep, they have now once again challenged each other. And we'll be getting into the second half of Gallery, the first venue pick. Zero Doom's venue pick. Critically.
Yeah, I think this might actually just be beneficial, even if it wasn't anything to do with the actual set. Just having a moment to between games might be beneficial to Zero Doom because that game's got to be frustrating. He clearly knew who the spy was and then didn't take the shot, and you don't want to be making future decisions based on that because it can result in just taking 2 hasty shots in the future.
Yeah, apparently Zero Doom was having some sliding issues on his screen as the sniper, which can be very, very annoying to play with, especially if you care about etiquette at all, because suddenly etiquette just does not matter anymore. You can't see it. If it's broken, you don't know. So,
Yeah,
Zero Doom.
it's not too much of an excuse to drop a game when your opponent does 2 fingerprints and 2 inspects back to back.
It is distracting otherwise. Even if it's
Oh,
not even
yeah.
if you're not like trying to look for etiquette and it's not and they didn't do anything animation-wise to finish their missions. It is still distracting, so a little bit of issues on zerodoom start side. Hopefully the restart does fix that for them both. Zerodoom now on the spy, second half of gallery as teal.
Yeah, I'm not stating as much. Obviously, we want to get rid of any lag that we do have. I'm just saying that getting the game redone, for example, wouldn't make much sense.
Yeah.
Cheeky 51 here.
51% flirt is absolutely great, especially seeing as how we had issues finishing our flirt last game. That's the reason we did not win it. We had a nice bug, we finished microfilm, and we had a contact, but we did not have flirt last game, and that was our downfall from zerodoom. So in this case, it's very, very good that we actually have gotten that.
Lining up a bug here.
Oh, here comes the bug. It takes, but there's a little bit of snapback. You could see it, but Cowboy was kind of covering it, so there was cover from zerodoom. It was a very nice bug. It was visible, but it doesn't seem to appear to have been caught. No highlight. I believe we should pick up a highlight for these statues, though.
Yeah, just to be consistent, I don't see any reason why
Ooh,
Carlos would get
SDA
the highlight and we wouldn't. We've
interrupts
gotten
our
our 2
inspector.
cycles. Can we get away with not getting a highlight for inspects here?
No,
At the last
apparently not.
second. Yeah, that's
Unfortunately,
unfortunate.
yeah, we were not going to get away with that. However, we still do have the bug. Duckett would have to shoot for contact and statues at this point if that's the plan.
Assuming that we can finish flirt, so their
Ooh, this is
target
a
is
really nice contact.
a
And we
bit
actually
silly.
get brought down to a neutral light on accident, it appears. And not... the Duckett was low lighting and accidentally brought us down to a neutral light. If we hadn't been a highlight, we would be currently a low light. And I'm not sure if Duckett is going to remember this. Because if you're offloading your statues into your highlights and not memorizing them, you're relying on those highlights to be accurate. If they're not accurate, I don't know if Duckett's going to be aware that, you know, Teal has actually been to 2 statues, when in reality, you know, it looks like on their screen it's only been to 1 based on the highlights.
From zerodoom's side, it must be concerning when you already assume that you've been highlight for the statue, and then the laser comes over you again when you do the banana bread. But he's more or less in the clear. He should be able to finish off this game. I don't foresee a shot coming off for this
Yeah, and
inspect.
here's the second highlight for the inspects. Does Duckett remember?
The laser is sitting right on us, but
The
it is
laser is,
gallery. It doesn't
yeah.
mean too much. It just makes Zerodoom's life really miserable.
And we
Okay.
have 1 minute to
We
find
have
our
one way
last
we can
flirt.
lose. If we can't get into this conversation, we're gonna have real trouble. We're gonna stuff ourselves in, and Zerodoom pulls it off.
Instant talk though. It's not on screen. It stopped talk. The Duckett was zoomed in. 5 seconds. I don't think Duckett's gonna be able to shoot this. 3, 2, 1, and zerodoom gets on the board with 1 win.
Yeah, I think if you're gonna write up any story, it's like I'll take a good bug and do some soft tells. That sounds like a good way to win a game, and good execution. He doesn't flub on things like the flirt. He got enough green tests to get away with it, and he didn't flub on the entering that conversation, which has caught many people on gallery before.
Yeah, and well, honestly, in that game, the green test did not matter for the flirt. We did just do 3 close greens, so or 3 close flirts. The green didn't matter, but it's still very nice to have. Very, you know, having some assurance that you can get a flirt from literally anywhere, as long as it's not red, and it'll still be good. So.
Yeah, so now Zerodoom gets to play on the sniper side of gallery. Gallery does have that weird feeling. I think people have gotten a bit over it now because it's been new art for especially Duckett's whole career
Yeah.
and most of Zerodoom's, if not all. But it does have that feeling where the spy feels like they're being watched all the time because the laser's always on them. I mean, when we're at that statue, it was literally sitting on us,
Yes,
despite the fact
exactly.
that we might not necessarily been being stared down.
Now, what's interesting, before this match, zerodoom's at a 64% on both spy and sniper on gallery. Duckett's on 100% on both, except they've only got 2 games. So, you know, sample size there, not great. So but that just means that Duckett hasn't played much gallery, but has at least guaranteed splitting it, which is definitely better than zerodoom had wanted coming into this pick. And we'll see if zerodoom can hold on to that split, because, you know, it's not guaranteed that he gets the split yet. Duckett still could take it 3-1. And as soon as this next game starts.
Yeah, I think Gallery is one of the maps where you really do feel like the better player wins. Um, so something like Courtyard, for example, it's like, did you see the hard tell? And then you check the box, and then you win or you lose. Or that's at least a story like we do to tell our kids at night. With Gallery, you got to piece a lot of things together. Do you have pacing? Do you have control of the party as a
Yeah,
sniper?
spying on Gallery is definitely one of the harder venues to spy on, in my opinion. Just it can be difficult to know what's not being watched and what is being watched, and what's the sniper looking at, and how can I get away with missions doing all this? And even then, on the sniper side, it can be a little bit overwhelming sometimes if you're not used to it. So it's
One of
definitely
the
a very
big things
skill testing
about
venue.
Gallery. Sorry to interrupt you, but one of the big things about Gallery is the bug logistics. So on some maps, you can just go, I want a bug, and I'm going to run at the ambassador, and it's probably going to be okay. On Gallery, if you do that, most of the angles that you take are going to be walking towards or walking away from the laser in some sense. And so you have to really plan. It's going, okay, I'm going to do this a two-step process. I'm going to go to this painting, I'm going to chill here for a second, and then I'm going to take this actual path that AI can take by the ambassador, and hopefully they don't just see the arm. There is often a lot of cover. I do apologize here for the delay. I suspect it's related to whatever issues they had previously.
Or they're just reviewing the replays, perhaps.
They could be, and I do suggest that for anybody who still has games to play or anybody who's playing SCL in the future. Just taking a deep breath and watching the replays is always good advice. We are playing some Twin, and we are
Twin,
AI controlling.
yeah. Twin's
If we
great, one
stop
of
a
the
bug,
faster characters in the game. Both of them are. We get a free
hello,
flirt with the
seduction
rescue.
target. We'll take that free 34%. She came to us. You can't highlight us. Go away.
Yeah.
Um,
And on Gallery, that speed matters as far as playing Twin goes.
oh,
Twin is.
goodness. Yeah. If you
We're
play
going straight to
Pearls
that.
and your selection target's outside and you're looking at that clock, it says 40 seconds left, and you're like, well, I can get there,
But will
but
I?
will it matter?
Yeah, Duckett maybe not picking up a highlight for the Inspects this time. We did see Zero Doom highlighting for Inspects last game. Looks like the strategy's changed a little bit. Oh, never
Okay.
mind. Never mind.
Gets us on
Never
the way
mind.
out.
We've still gotten the highlights of the statues. So we do
I,
pick that up.
Disney's definitely flirting with us. We've got the prom pose positioning here from Disney. We need to not go to Rocker. She's got her flirt on cooldown. Banana Bread is unfortunately the SDA is in statues. Um, but a lot of people just come into conversation, including the other
Yeah,
twin.
this would be a really nice contact. There would not be that many lowlights unless you assume real, which you very well could on Gallery, especially with the outside conversation.
Yeah, the problem with assuming real on Gallery is you already have so many lowlights that you really have to partition the party. You take all the lowlights inside the party and then just assume that everybody outside is also a lowlight. And then you're really putting yourself away from watching things like the Purloin, for example. If they do a BB Purloin, you could be in real trouble.
Compared to
We,
last game, our progress is not as robust. We've got partial progress on Seduce and Inspects, and we've got a highlight for it all. So we still need to do a hard tell or fingerprints while being highlight.
yeah, this is the problem with doing an early inspect, isn't it?
Yeah, early Inspects, for a lot of people, they will just pick you up the highlights. So it can be inadvisable against a lot of snipers to just say, hey, I'm going to do these early inspects.
Banana bread.
But that's the exact reason why you might think, hey, I'm going to do these early inspects, because what spy would do that when they're just going to stay highlight for the rest of the game now? But that requires that your opponent is a little bit more behavioral than the usual person who's going to be highlighting for statues. So, uh, it's a little bit of a conundrum. It really depends on the sniper you're playing.
So we're at a time crunch here. So we have the book. We need to get another flirt. And if we're ever planning on doing inspect, we need to do this all very quickly.
I do
It's
not
not
like
dangerous.
holding on to this book right now. It must be time ad.
Time ad makes sense. Dukit's not happy about it, but time ad makes sense. He's not gonna take it from that position at least. He does opt into it.
It's a white time ad. We're the only ones at Windows, and we're a highlight. Oh no! zerodoom takes a shot a little bit early, even if you think they're done on those statues.
The time ad, by the way, was green, so it's not like he saw the time ad.
Was it green?
Or if he, or
I thought
maybe
it was
even
white.
aborted. The time didn't even go up.
It did go up. What?
Nah.
I'm confused. I saw white and the time go up.
Well, how did it get to 115 then?
Because the time was.
Goodness,
time was added?
I'm gonna drink more. That'll solve my problem. What's the
Oh
score, by the way? Obi.
3-1 to Duckett right now.
Yeah, with that missed shot, makes sense.
And now
I
we're
think
gonna go
General
to
did use
High
that.
Rise, I believe, is the doubled pick from Duckett. Yes. So High Rise 3 of 5. We'll see what their mission layout looks to be.
Yeah, so chat pointing out that General did split on the banana bread, did leave slightly before it, but if you weren't paying 100%, it's likely that he saw a BB split into 2 inspects as his justification.
The general wasn't highlight though, so you would assume that he had gotten highlight for the first inspect. So maybe that was just an assumption on a swap finish, which again, an early shot, you got at least like 15 to 20 more seconds of considering.
Ambassador did
is
touch a
this the
lot
right
of
shot?
statues.
That's
I don't
true.
know. Yeah, the only person I think who actually had 2 inspects was Ambassador, which is always unfortunate. Unless you are planning on doing that double print inspect shenanigans we saw in one of those earlier games. Now we get High Rise, and we're Boots, and we've banned real missions. We're not doing any silly setup. We are right next to the Ambassador.
We are not bugging, but we are flirting.
So
I like that it was being stirred up.
we're in a situation where we're flirting with a twin, and that's fine, except for if
Flirting
we
with
get
both
paired,
twins.
we were flirting with both twins. So no matter what twin we show up next to, we might get ourselves in trouble.
Looks like we're gonna meet.
Everything going crazy.
What?
I
RST
would
bumps
I would
off
be
the
panicking because
bookshelves.
there's too many things to low light. Duckett's not me though. He's just gonna continue watching the party, and we're gonna be ready for this flirt when we
Yeah,
decide it is not gonna get a shot for being rude.
yeah. RST bumps off that bookshelf for some reason, without landing there, not without staying there. We do get our 60% flirt. We're gonna need a green test to finish it off if we want that. We could have taken a reverse drive-by perhaps, but it was being watched, so definitely.
Yeah, Purloin's off, so we just want to keep our hands free if possible.
Yeah, and zerodoom watching the party, hoping an AI just completes for him. He can just contact. Waiting for a good contact. There has not been a great contact. Double Agent has not been at all. In at all.
We got 3 people outside of conversation right now. I think a contact now is not half bad, but we don't know about the SDA. Oh, we do
Well, the
because they're not in
SDA
the
is guaranteed to be
conversation.
out right now. Yeah.
Okay, you take this banana bread every time.
Yeah. There's only one. There's only one. Possible spy out right now. That's guaranteed. Oh.
Bye, twin. Wheels can also
Unfortunately,
be a low light for taking the drink.
because
We should
because of the white test. Unfortunately, we do
go
miss
away,
out.
Toby. We don't have any purpose for you.
Uh-oh.
We're gonna get the highlight. It could be for just talking during the banana bread delayed. It could be for just ignoring Toby
Uh-oh.
for a bit.
We get highlight, and then we go to center statues. I don't think we're going to survive this one.
It's a real question. How much tracking do you have in flirt, and how much confidence do you have in not shooting for the flirt? The 2 cycles not helpful, and we might need to do 3 cycles.
This
We
is a
red
red
test.
test. It's going to be a 3 cycle, and it's an immediate shot on the 3 cycle.
Yep, we get the door of the Explorer shot. Can you count to 3? Duckett can count to 3, and he's taking the lead because of it. He's actually counting to
At
4.
He's counted to 4, yeah.
And zerodoom's only counted to 1. He only knows Uno.
Yeah, unfortunate for zerodoom here, was not able to get those tests they needed to get those, the 2 cycle input down with all 3 inspects.
And now we get to see Dukit on the or Dukit? Can we just decide? Is it Dukit or Dukit? I think going between the two.
I've been doing Ducket, but
Dukit.
I don't know.
It's gonna be Dukit on the spy side, going sniper no sniping, try and get his 5-1 lead up.
Yeah, this is really impressive from Ducket so far, having gone up 4-1 against Zerodoom, who is the favorite. Uh, it's the two of the closest divisions in the tournament of placement. Copper and Iron being Iron and Copper, and there's no divisions between them, so the skill level there is something to be is not as wide as it might be in some other divisions, like Challenger compared to Gold, perhaps, or Silver compared to Oak, uh, depending on how you're judging skill.
Yeah.
But Ducket, again, not as many games as Zero Doom. Zero Doom has quite a few games, so having this advantage right now from Ducket, very strong. However, it's still important to note that Zero Doom only needs 8. Ducket needs 9 to win this set.
Yeah. To open up this game, we got Red Dress with the red arrow. She left us though, so we're seeing red, and now we got 17% when she came back. We are in the red. I think that's a poker. I don't play enough
In the red is like an
craps.
investigator.
Yeah. We're positive flirting. We are more than zero. We can't do
That
negative flirting in this
that
game,
that would
but
be in the black, friend.
whatever.
uh,
Whatever. Our bar is red. Everything's
that's
great.
true. That's true.
Ambassador, come here. Ambassador does not want to come here. We're gonna go pick up his fingerprint though. With the new fingerprint rules, you do need to be quite timely. Any AI can go out of their way to
Yes.
really ruin the book, assuming that you were ever going to try and do difficult fingerprints. We do eat the highlight for it. Zero Doom on this. This is the start of the comeback. Calling it.
Yeah, eating the highlight is really not great for Ducket here. Trying to finish on high rise can be a perilous game sometimes. Sometimes you just want to ride it out and hope an AI gets shot. In this case, unfortunately, our flirt, kind of walks away from us.
Yeah, the other
And
unfortunate thing is the ambassador did not take a drink there. I think it probably gets us killed. It might be a blessing in
this is
disguise.
a fingerprintable statue, however.
And it's behind the wall. Of fingerprints that are gonna get forgotten about, this is probably top candidate.
For sure. Sometimes the sniper won't even look over there for a long time if no one's over there, and the ambassador could have just walked over here and gotten back without ever being seen. So, does Zero Doom now credit Wheels with 2 fingerprints? That's going to be the important bit. However, we're still only 17% flirt, and we've got a minute left to play. Here comes the contact, but there's only 2 people in for real here. The
Papa
SDA
Danger
is
is
not in this
talking,
conversation.
but we're dead.
Oh, instant shot. Zero Doom was all over those fingerprints.
Yeah, so the fingerprint he obviously caught. It looks like he might have well caught the second one. The banana bread, us talking. There's only 2 suspects. Flirt, it's high rise. It probably done. The shot's completely justified, and it's gonna be the start of the comeback. Zero Doom got 2 points on the board.
Yes. And now we are going to be going into the second half of High Rise, almost done with our doubled venue picks.
Yeah, so this was Dukit's pick because Dukit was picking the maps that he thought Zero Doom would be uncomfortable on. 1-1 so far, and we'll see if he can just cement the lead. At worst, we could be tied at 4-4 if
At worst for Ducat, for sure, but that is at best for Zero Doom. Zero Doom would love to see a tie after this venue, because definitely wants to just kind of keep it even. If you can keep it even, that means that you're winning. As the higher seed here. Of course, Zero Doom would want to see a big lead and just kind of crush Ducat after this venue, but you'll take what you can get if you're taking the win.
yeah, I mean we've seen it before. I feel like we have ability to spoil the Kledos Magician, which had exactly that pattern. Uh,
Was
big
that cast?
No, but we're not casting the hazard matches anyways. Um,
Okay. I guess we
so
are.
yeah, it ended up being Kledos up 5-1, and then Magician won 7 to the last 8. Comebacks are real. Zero Doom not taking the bug for good reason. He would have immediately gone a bullet to the back of the head. and we're 34% flirt. We got the classic setup for AIs getting shot here with fingerprint and inspects on, and it can just result in a lot of the high rise coming down to a bit of fortune. The fortune is going to hit here. It's not middle statue, Duke taking side statue, but still a good thing to see. You want to see as many people touching statues as possible if you're the
Yeah,
spy.
or fingerprints. Fingerprints also on as the the finishing possibility. We saw that zerodoom had no hesitation last game to shoot someone who had done fingerprints and contact, even if only 17% flirt was off. So I don't know how closely these two are tracking flirt specifically. They might just be crediting it, which could be an issue. Duke does go to 2 statue sets now.
Yeah, so Duke to 2 statues. There's 2
Oh,
questions.
walks
It's going to
right
be
into conversation next to us. This could be a contact for a possible win for Zero Doom into
so
a
Zero
long
Doom.
shot.
You have to be pretty confident. So you have to know first and foremost that Duke is been to 2 statues, and you also have to be willing to take a bad banana bread just to frame Duke. And some players
Ooh, green
framing
fingerprint on
isn't,
this briefcase.
which we got it. Uh, Duke just looking like he's flirt instead of banana bread. It's going to be up to
And
a bit of
now there
fortune
are
with.
no double agents in the conversation, so a contact here would look very, very fake.
Yeah, something that could happen, honestly, is the SDA in conversation with Duke and us in
Salmon,
conversation with it.
Salmon doing a little bit of reading after before returning a bookcase, a briefcase here, getting a highlight for it. Actually, it's despite being very AI-like behavior, looks like Dukit is not aware of that. And oh no, safety comes off, and I think that he thought it was a bug. The weird behavior was just too much for Duckett, and Zero Doom gets a 3rd game on the board.
Yeah, so yeah, sometimes you see suspicious AI, and the problem with this particular situation is he's gotten a fingerprint and a potential bug while also pulling your attention. So if you're going, I don't want to shoot this suspicious person, he's still also finishing missions. You actually are potentially also shooting for mission completion, which is really going to put you in a tough bind because that's an AI, and you just lost the game.
Yeah, Duckett apparently unaware that AIs can in fact do that. They can just kind of read before picking up briefcases. It looks really, really weird, and it actually can happen because of action priorities to spies, but it's something that AIs can do currently. It might be a bug. Checker hasn't really weighed in on that one yet, but it is just a functionality of the game currently, and that's a hard lesson for Duckett to learn right here in the tournament of position match.
This is the sort of thing where you look at the game difference and you go, I think these guys are pretty even, and that is actually my opinion. But I look at the game counts and I go, Zero Doom's probably seen that at least a few times. Duckett's probably seen it less.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Duckett now on general
this game's
for
big. And the reason why this game's big is if you go 4-4, you have no momentum as Duckett. You probably feeling pretty bad about yourself, and you might make questionable decisions. You might get tilted.
and you're behind, literally speaking.
Yeah, because of the tiebreak rules at 8-8. If you win this game, you move on to the single picks, and you're happy as you can be. I think if you said, if would you be happy if I told you 5-3 up, uh, going into the single picks, Duckett would take it every time. So this is going to be a big deal. High rise can be very touchy though. We'll see. We don't actually have any mission completion.
Yeah, no flirts yet, not at all. No talks though. So if Zero Doom's tracking flirt, we're not going to look that suspicious. However, again, we did not see Zero Doom track flirt very closely in the last game where we had a shot onto us where it's 2 fingerprints and a contact with only 17% flirt done.
The flirt obviously is going to be good here. We're right next to our certain target. Banana bread's getting better and better. Red dress is such a tease. She's just going for the briefcase instead of going into one of these conversations. Orange dress might want to come in. If she does another statue, nah, she's going to a window. Um, it's gonna need to be a bit more to
This
entice
contact no
Zero
longer
Doom
looks
to.
very good.
Yeah, and no, I've taken this contact before. It's usually a mistake. Like I just misclick, and then I've actually had a painfully high win rate doing it. because people just take the lowlights outside of the conversation, not realizing there's literally only 2 suspects for the banana bread.
I do believe that Salmon now has 2 inspects, so if Ducket's on top of this, is aware, could try to frame them.
When you say
However,
inspects, I'm seeing him at bookcase.
yeah, no, he was just at statues before them, and he was already a highlight.
Okay, we should probably finish this drink. We're gonna get a bug opportunity if we finish this drink in Ambassador's Kind.
If the ambassador walks the way you would expect him to, it doesn't matter if we finish the drink because we're using the right arm. But no, it did not come close enough for that bug opportunity, so nothing here this time. Another
Yeah,
bug
but then,
opportunity
but then
that
you
was
get things
actually
like that, and I'm like, why do we
yeah,
have a drink in our hand?
that one we could have actually bugged.
We got a minute
And
left. This is a pretty typical high-rise spot where you're kind of just watching the party, and the clock ticks down. This banana bread might get someone shot if we take it. It's not a brilliant banana bread. There's a lot of lowlights and a
Banana
lot of
bread.
it's a
highlights, but it
white
might get
cast
Disney shot. Disney is
for
talking.
salmon.
Or, not, yeah,
Disney's
salmon.
talking.
Goodness.
Uh-oh, here comes the shot! Yep.
Yeah, the banana bread was so poor in that there was 3 people outside the conversation. It looked like Salmon just trying to end the game. He even does it while he's talking. It's a bit fortunate. There was the SDA was like the only other person in that conversation, but we take those.
Yeah, that is 2 salmon miss shots in a row. Unfortunately for Zero Doom, not able to equalize at 4-4. Ducket will keep the lead at 5-3, splitting high rise.
Yeah, splitting your opponent's map is,
Well, this is Ducket's pick, so.
yeah, it is what it is. Zero Doom will get a pick here moving forward.
Yeah, pub
And
3-5 now.
if you're, I think that had to be premeditated. When your opponent goes and picks high rise, and you go, I was planning on picking a 3 or 5, but you just picked a 3 or 5. Uh-oh. It sounds like he'd probably stick to the plan. And the plan is pub.
It most definitely is. Pub, our first singled venue of the night. Or afternoon, depending on where you are, I suppose. Technically speaking. It's probably night in Pacific time at this point.
7:23. It's very much still sunny out.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
the
fair
month
enough.
of June.
I suppose we should consider whether the sun's out then. Yeah.
Yeah, Twitch ain't dead, guys. You can still hear us.
And Twitch has been bugging out recently. Lots of chat issues. But here comes Pub. Bug is off, as we've seen a lot of players do this past season on Pub 3 of 5. Newly 3 of 5. Last season it was a 4 of 7 venue. So instead we've got Purloin, Fingerprints, and Inspects alongside those contacts and those seduces.
Pearls just did a real weird turnaround. We got 2 people doing early statues. Boots doing like the classic, oh goodness, she's 100% flirting.
Yeah, and the thing is, this is what makes Pub so much different compared to, say, literally any other 3 of 5. One visit to statues makes someone a big suspect, a big possible finisher. And on High Rise, we saw multiple issues with, maybe not finding a good frame target. It was kind of up to luck. However, on Pub, you really gotta be careful on those flirts as the sniper, or else you're just gonna end up with a miss shot.
Uh-oh, caught on tree. We're fine. It's fine. We just tripped. So yeah, Zero Doom being down 3-5, but if you were paying any attention as the spy, you see 3 people doing specs. We are going full out mission completion though. We got 1 print, we got in specs, and we got in our flirt. We're gonna be
Oh, a little bit of statue break there as we put that statue down. It was kind of hidden behind the bar pillar, however. What I would like to see from
I
Zero
really
Doom
like
here.
that. That was almost unnecessary on the briefcase split, and it was done really well. And almost unnecessary and done really well are ways that you can
And
look
we do a
more
really,
spy-like.
really nice reject. And by really nice, I mean we don't reject cheese. We clearly take the reject, and then we wait a second, then we walk away. Here's the second fingerprint of our game, though. It's a difficult on this briefcase, however. It's red.
Oh,
This is really unfortunate for Zerodoom because that's almost certainly going to be credited anyways. Because
we were
briefcase
playing.
just always has that fingerprint.
We were playing one of the most optimal frame yourself games I've ever seen. I'm gonna mission complete, but I went to bar and didn't take a drink. I did some cool pathing. I'm not making the flirts particularly obvious. Now we're just going on 1:15 on the clock, and
And this would not be a fake contact, and Zerodoom knows it. Here it comes.
Banana bread.
SDA is in the conversation. That does have a lot of people.
That's
We actually,
true.
for being a real, we don't look particularly suspicious beyond the fact that we're talking.
Yeah, but we would be kind of forced to talk anyways. And there's no shots coming off here yet from Duckett. Either very confident in the flirts or not quite sure about where these characters have been. We could
Bug
take a
is not
bug
on.
right here. Oh, it's
Bug is not on.
Bug's not on. Bug's not on. Doesn't matter. But we do need to get another fingerprint because I think we're running out of time to flirt.
Yeah, Rocker's taking the briefcase.
A little bit of a wonky path out of that
Are we
conversation.
planning on purloining here?
Directly? Question mark? Is there a fingerprint on this on the bar? Oh no, a little stuck on the bar there. I think it was seen. It's gonna be.
We're looking drunk before we get the drink.
Yeah, we take
Direct
the
purloin.
purloin, and here's the shot. And it was we would have gotten the fingerprint off the drink anyways. It was a green test.
That's so brutal.
Oh no.
So we did see the ambassador when we were taking the briefcase. Ambassador was at the bar, and I was thinking, okay, if you do this like briefcase into the bar, it's a bit too much. It
And we've
really does
seen
look
this.
like you're just fingerprint chasing.
Yeah.
It's still there, like a minute later, but because we take the purloin and we weren't going to be able to get outside, we put ourselves in a spot. Maybe the option would have been try for the fingerprint,
Yeah,
opt into a time ad,
if you
and then do the
just
purloin.
I
But
think if you just purloin, you're always going to get shot there, or almost always going to get shot there, just because you've done so much, and Duckett's definitely going to be aware of you. So, unfortunately for Zerodoom, going down, what is that, 6-3 now? Duckett only needs 3 more games. Oh! Oh no!
that's one way to lose the whole set.
Oh no! Okay, it's fine.
Now
Zerodoom
highlight him
figured
because
it
he's
out.
clearly flirting. Yay!
Zerodoom makes the highlight happen.
Zerodoom
Okay.
picked this map, and he does the exact right thing when you're playing pub, which is don't allow stupid bar flirts.
Yeah, bar flirts definitely. Oh, and look,
Just
we're
shoot
going
him.
right,
If he
next
talks
to.
immediately, just shoot him.
We're going right next to
No.
RST again.
RESPCT, you give
And
none to me.
here it comes, another flirt from Duckett. 66%. That does leave us in range for a close white next time.
Damon
A
gets
little late
low
on
lit.
Damon. I like how we both appreciate that. But it's Duckett's the only highlight right now.
Oh,
That's a purloin.
Yeah, he did the stop talk, but there was.
Yeah, there was
I'm staring the spy down. It's more than.
there was a noticeable little jitter there. If you're staring a spy down, here comes the purloin. It has been in fact purloined now. It's on screen. We're looking at it. Does Zerodoom know where this came from? Here comes a fake
Banana bread.
fake contact. This is a nice frame. It's a white BB though.
We're
so
just taking low lights.
Oh no. Uh-oh. Zerodoom's kind of looking over at Buns like, okay, do I shoot you?
I have a
And the
feeling
answer
he's
right
hiding.
now
He's
is no.
not even taking the highlight just to hide the laser play, but he has put the laser over Buns with these like sweeping left backs, back and forth. Oh, we get some
Shaking the
laser shake.
Yeah.
Just a heads
quite
up.
sure what's going on.
I've been telling everybody this. I play. If you want to do laser shake, just mash Q and E.
Oh,
no!
No, Zerodoom takes the wrong shot onto Alice, who was our ST at bar that we followed there. The other one, Zerodoom, the other one! And now Duckett has 7 points in this series, up 7-3 over Zerodoom's sweeping pub.
Yeah, so he's making the assumption that it was banana bread, purloin, and inspect, and that flirt isn't being completed.
Well, no, Alice didn't have real contact.
Oh. Huh.
So
Okay.
flirt was completed by zerodoom's.
I thought you did.
Assuming it. And there's just not been much success. A little bit, not kind of too many miss shots from zerodoom on these 3 of 5 venues to pull it back. We were looking at this 4-3, looking so good for zerodoom to pull it back into the last on high rise, but now we're heading into ballroom with, if Dukit sweeps this set is over.
So one thing I think is in Zerodoom's favor is this has been a game of runs or a set of runs where Duckett won a few, Zerodoom won a few, Duckett won a few. Now it's time for Zerodoom to win a few if he's going to actually have a chance in this set.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just a heads up, guys. Turnout is in the building, and that does.
Yeah, we're casting that set after this.
Yeah, it might not be immediate. I would love to get some food in me, but we do have Jake Armstrong versus Turnout scheduled, I believe, for 8 p.m. Pacific time, half an hour from now.
Yeah, half an hour from now. So hopefully this set ends before that happens. Zerodoom splitting away with his book, going way over to his ST, kind of hiding the book in his ST's body a little bit.
Yeah, we played
nice.
we played some blindfolded.
Blindfolded spy party. We're walking across the venue in a straight line.
We walked in a straight line. We walked in front of someone in conversation, and we just did ballroom things.
Now the question is, does Duckett know that we even have a book?
Yeah, so this is one of the lovely things about this play is because it's being blocked. It's even like hard to mark if you're a bookmarker. I don't think we've seen any marking from Duckett, but then microfilm hasn't really been a mission we've had to worry about on things like High Rise and Pub.
Yeah, we had it on gallery, but I don't think we saw bookmarking there either. So,
Yeah.
and on gallery bookmarking is not super useful.
Yeah, because everything's back facing. With this map, the bookcases, neither of them have particularly great cover for the majority of the game. You can get some good cover on the green bookcase, and if you get a couple people stacked up on the
you
blue
can
side.
definitely get really good cover for both bookshelves, depending on the sniper's angle. If the sniper wants to see it, they will see it though.
Unfortunate that we have the book, because Ambassador did one of the most fantastic bug pass you could possibly ask for in this game.
Yeah, we are starting a conversation with the double agent. Here comes the contact. We're the only one in for real right now. This is really
Banana
not
bread.
great. And we knock out someone who was in for center statue. Do we get
Is
highlight?
Dukit going to be on point? He's on point enough to get the highlight.
He's on point. He gets his highlight out of the only one being in real, and that's so strong.
This is a double dip if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, this is really unfortunate for Zerodoom. There was no way to know he was the literally only one in. He got a little bit unlucky. However, when you see that you're the only one in for the real on your screen, then there is that chance, and you have to be kind of aware of that. We're gonna go straight to center statues after this. Do we get shot? That's the question. Because we're the only one in for real.
This is the set. You're not going to win 5 in a row, Zerodoom. Can you avoid getting shot for good 10-20 seconds? 2 cycles not helpful. 3 cycle.
Oh, come on.
Already been shot for that.
Yeah. Oh, it's 3 cycle. No, the shot comes off. Zerodoom could not make the action test happen.
Yeah, so we've already been shot for 3 cycle. He has not learned his lesson.
And that's so unfortunate because even with 3 whites, you usually can get there. I'm pretty sure with 2 cycles. You can get there with 2 cycles if you do 3 whites, but you have to be on top of. You have to be, once one's done, you have to go right into the next one.
I'm not sure how well the game was gonna go if we put that statue down on 2 cycles and then went to another statue. I think we are liable to get shot for that play too. But when you've already been shot for 3 cycle earlier in the set.
Yeah, we actually did the green in that 3 cycle. I don't know how the Zerodoom still 3 cycled. I guess he just wasn't had no sense of urgency in terms of how often he clicked to go and do the next inspect, because it does matter that those couple seconds between inspects, or not couple seconds, but those split seconds between inspects can add up and force you into a 3 cycle sometimes.
So,
Speaking of 3 cycles, we are on a character that will almost never have to.
status report, Dukit has 5 match points.
Yes, 8 and 3, zerodoom, really against the wall here. Needs to have this win and then 4 more. Then they will tie the series and win because of tiebreaker rules in the postseason. However, we need to get past this one game first.
Yeah, we got Veranda, which you can pull off, and then what was the other one that we have?
Library.
Library.
Oh, here
Yeah.
comes a bug. It's invisible on screen, but it's a complete bug path. Wait, it's failed. We didn't get the bug.
We didn't even get it. It was very close to taking, though.
Oh no, that's awful for Duckett, especially if zerodoom has noticed the bug path. You gotta think, okay, now I'm a big suspect for bug probably, and I don't even have the bug.
The big thing, Duckett's spending a lot of time looking at the laser. I feel like he probably knows if the laser's been on him or not, and potential highlight. It's hard to say where his mindset is. I don't think he's going to slow down and not complete missions just because he did a questionable bug path and didn't stick.
Yeah. But
It wasn't
speaking
questionable.
of,
It was a good bug path. You take that bug every day. It's just he didn't
yeah,
stick.
sure. It's just that if the sniper's on top of it, you're gonna get credit with that bug, and you can finish some other way. However, 33% on our flirt, and that's it. Nothing else. And we're not getting flirts right now. We're gonna go straight into a microfilm spot. And we've been seeing a lot of microfilms from both players this set.
Yeah, Duckett does more microfilms than most players for sure, just looking at his stats. The other option is we are just trying to get the fingerprint, and
So what's
maybe
interesting about Duckett's Spy is, and we've kind of been seeing it this set, but they get civilian shot a lot. 45% of their games end, of their spy games rather, end in civilian shot. So I think that's kind of indicative of what we've been seeing this entire set. This is how Duckett's been winning games. We have no progress, basically, essentially no progress with only 1 minute left. We're gonna stop into this conversation, maybe get a contact. We're actually hidden behind a pillar here from the sniper view. We have the book kind of waving in the sniper's face, and that's it. That's all that can be seen. But zerodoom, not really.
there's nobody to shoot here. This
Banana bread.
STA is outside of conversation, so it's just us and Boots.
Yeah. Only 2 real. This is what got zerodoom last time. Is zerodoom on top of it himself, having the only 2 people in for real? Doesn't look like it. Those 3 highlights are gonna stay there.
We're putting
20
ourselves
seconds
in a
left
time
now.
ad spot, but we're already in the beeping. It's gonna be real awkward.
Yeah, there is a Smallman who is at Windows currently. We're only doing a normal watch check though. This is not a time ad. We're gonna walk and we're gonna return this microphone perhaps. No, we're gonna
No,
go Windows. This is gonna be a time ad. This is gonna be a time ad.
Slow.
It's white time ad.
Ooh, 0.1 on the clock. You could not
Yeah,
have cut that
and
closer.
I think zerodoom's all over this.
The bug does not help your case if you wanted to survive it, buddy.
And zerodoom managed to survive for 1 more game.
That time ad was beautiful, by the way. 0.1 left means that you cut it close.
Yeah, especially, you gotta hope that you know how fast your character checks their watch, because if you're a rocker in that scenario, that time ad never happens.
Yeah, because she's not fancy enough to have a watch. She pulls out her phone.
Although, if you're Smallman, you could just time ad 3 times.
Exactly.
Die for that instead.
Don't you hate it when you're trying to, like, not die at the end of a game and you can't remember your stupid little fingerprint password? Because you have like a 6-second time ad animation or something stupid. Okay, Alice on library.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Alice
Zero
on
Doom.
library.
One done, 4 to go.
Yeah, exactly. Zerodoom still against the ropes. It's gotten a little bit better since then, but we're still 0 leeway. Zerodoom, 0 leeway.
Ha ha ha. Okay, I see you, seduction target. I see you, ambassador. I think we're.
Is me a bug? Oh, it's a wrong bug. It's really just absolutely beautiful. It's barely even visible, but we get shot for it.
GG.
And that's the set. Oh my goodness, we gotta replay that bug. It's so nice. It wasn't a wrong arm bug, but it was still pretty nice based on the path, based on the activity around the ambassador. The only thing you can really see off that bumping is the hand opening on the back end, but we get shot for it, and that is the set. Dukit makes what should have been an upset, kind of technically an upset happen, and earns promotion, I believe, to Copper at the very least.
Yeah, so winning the first game is a good sign because most people who win the first game are going to end up getting the promotion. But Dukit is also guaranteed, just by having the upset and being in a lower division, the at least one promotion. If they play like this, can hit a bunch of green tests, they're going to have a lot of tough opponents on the winner's side. We know a few. Some of them have played, and we're not going to mention them because we're going to be future casted. But congratulations, Dukit, at least making Copper. Zerodoom.
Zerodoom can still make bronze.
Can still make bronze,
I'll note.
And obviously can still promote from Copper, which would still be bronze. The big thing here, we saw a couple games from Zerodoom where they just dropped some minor things. It reminded me of the Mr. Rogers set that we cast against for before bar, where it's like, if you took that print game 1 that you just didn't acknowledge, that game feels better. If you just do these minor things, if you could hit a green test, you probably win some of these games. It's just instead, scoreline I don't think shows how close it was. I think Dukit's like deserved winner, but I think he could have given another game or two and would have been said, yep, that's a fair score.
Yeah, and that means our next set's in about 18 minutes. We're gonna shut off the stream for a bit. We're gonna get back in here with a new host, a bear, a little bit lazy. No, wrong bear. Yeah. Anyways, we'll be back in about 15-ish minutes to talk about the next one, which will be Turnout 8 versus Jake Armstrong.
Yeah, we got some good stuff in the future coming up. Turnout being from Gold, and Jake being a real hot shot. We got a lot of those. Anybody who's won a division is someone to be afraid of.
Yeah, and that's it for this one. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in about 15 minutes. Normally I'd say tomorrow because that's how the streams go, but nope, 15 minutes or so.
Yep, just host swapping.
Yep. All right. See you guys later.
Bye.